On the Sports Cubicle today, we have a very special guest. We've been trying to highlight some of the baseball in the communities, whether it's minor league baseball, summer collegiate league baseball. There's all sorts of great baseball in and around the Chicagoland area. It's not just limited to the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. Today on the show, we have from the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp, a collegiate league baseball team based out of Peru, Illinois, Lucas Burris, who's the assistant general manager and also the play-by-play voice of the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp. Lucas, thank you for joining the Sports Cubicle today.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here. Excited to join you today.
So, first and foremost, you guys were the 2024 champions of the Prospect League. First of all, congratulations. But second
Yeah,
of
thank you
all,
very much.
how did it feel to call that championship and to be the voice of the championship team?
Yeah, it was very exciting. The trophy sits right behind me. That's the current location of our trophy. So it sits there. I get to enjoy it. So it was very exciting. I grew up in the Illinois Valley. I went to college up in Naperville. When the Pistol Shrimp came down in 2021, they brought me aboard to run pretty much everything on the communication media side and get my dream of being a play-by-play broadcaster started. So when I was able to do that, having gone 4 seasons in, the fourth season culminating in a championship. I was a little emotional on the call. I'm not gonna lie, you can hear it, but it was just very exciting. The Pistol Shrimp are part of my family. We're ingrained in the community that I love so much. So that moment, kind of culminating in that experience, was super exciting last year.
And is there any carryover of players from last year's roster that'll be on this year's roster?
Yeah, absolutely. We carry out over about 8 to 10 guys each year. I'm staring at our roster right now as we've been announcing it on social media. So we do a very fun thing where each week leading up to the season, we announce 5 guys. And so we're in the process of doing that. We've already announced 5 returners. I've got a couple more slated to come in the next few weeks. So we'll have about 9 guys from last year's championship team return, which is super exciting and trying to carry that momentum.
So, do you have any? I know as assistant general manager, is that part of your responsibility to kind of bring in some of these guys on the roster?
No. So in terms of like the minor league experience, or in terms of how most summer collegiate baseball teams operate and how we operate, your coach or someone you designate to do that who handles your roster. So for our case, our owner is also our manager. So John Jakovic is the owner of the Pistol Shrimp and the manager of the Pistol Shrimp. This was a dream of his to be able to do this team. We started in Lisle at Benue University, and since then he builds our roster every summer with the help of the rest of his coaching staff. So myself and my general manager June Keeley have no input on the roster. He handles all of it, gets our 40-man set.
That's got to make things a little easier for you, I guess, taking some of that work off of your plate. Now, it's funny because you kind of already answered what my next question was going to be. But as far as John Jakovic, I saw he'd been the field manager since
Yeah.
the beginning. And as I was prepping for the interview, I was like, well, I wonder if they're going to retain John for the 2025
Yeah.
season. But then when I saw he was the owner as well, I was like, well, I think he's very much
Yeah.
retained for the upcoming season. Tell me a little bit about John and his influence on this team.
Yeah, John is great. So this is John's team, and we love to say that when I talk about it. It's his organization. He started it with the help of Mark Sheehan, who's a pitching coach, who's a part of our organization as well. But Mark and John have trained players over the years that have gone on to be very, very good Major League Baseball players and minor league baseball players. So they continue that training with our team. So we often get the look of, with this team, players that are just excited to be here and work under their tutelage and develop. That's the big thing. It's part of the prospect league and a part of our journey. So John does a fantastic job of developing these guys, having trust in these guys, and allowing them to become better baseball players and hopefully Major League Baseball players in the future.
And before I throw it to my co-host Mike Mercado with some questions, I just kind of a follow up on the roster development. Just kind of noticing from summer collegiate league teams, sometimes it seems like there's like a package of guys from certain colleges.
Yep.
It looks like it just on your roster, it's Division One talent and even some smaller colleges as well. So a variety of talent. I guess how does John or anybody in the organization go on develop these relationships to try and bring some of these guys in? Because I would imagine it's kind of a free for all in the summer collegiate league world, just trying to attract guys to come out to the Illinois Valley.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I said before, you have a person on your organization who develops relationships. So that's how the summer collegiate baseball leagues work. You develop relationships with colleges, and then you'll get some players outside of that. So it's an NCAA rule that you can only have 4 players on your roster at an active time. So if you're in the NCAA, you cannot be, you can have 5 guys on that roster at one active time. So that's where the package of players comes. So John will develop relationships with Division I coaches, NAIA coaches, and everything in between to get a package of their best players to us for the summer. And that's where that trust comes in, as I just said. They're trusting you to develop those guys. So that's the kind of relationship you build over the years, showing that one, as of last year for us, we're building a championship roster. You're going to have a good experience. But two, no matter what, you're going to develop and go back to your program even better.
How much have you guys been able to listen to these athletes that come from all different walks of life, different avenues of getting to their baseball dream? For you guys worried about the development, but also the product on the field itself, how has that been to kind of manage all these different personalities and trying to get the best out of them?
Yeah, they're all college kids, so that's the fun part. Is they're excited to be there. That's the best part about what we do. Our community is so involved in what we do. We pride ourselves in providing one, a good product on the field, but two, a good environment for these guys to come down and play. So often you're just listening to these guys and hearing positives and negatives about the experience and then improving on it year in and year out. But what we pride ourselves in is making sure that these guys have the best experience possible when they come here. And then it's up to John and the coaching staff to meld those personalities together and just have a great time on the field. And that was the special part about last year's group. We often talk about that group immediately melded. We had a walk off like game 2 last year, and it was like, oh, this group might be a little special, and it was. So you can kind of see that develop over time. Who's clicking, who's not clicking, and it's all about how the guys kind of buy into what you're doing and how much they want to be there.
So we know championships always bring good vibes. They bring the crowd around, but also talent and good vibes from the organization, allowing themselves to be part of the community. And you guys are doing some awesome stuff with the community, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But how have the locals, because we know Illinois loves its baseball all the way right here in the north and south side of Chicago to all the affiliate teams, all the summer league teams, all the minor league teams, whatever you can think of, they have fan bases. How is the community, the Valley, taken to the shrimp, to these players, to being part of theirs? It's something that they claim. How has that been for the entire organization?
Yeah, as soon as we dropped anchor in 2021, you could feel the community was just going to latch on, and it did. It's been so exciting to watch not only our attendance numbers grows, but just our community impact grow over the years. From averaging more than 1,000 fans per game last season, we had over 30,000 fans total across our 30 games. So that was really exciting stuff for us. We set multiple attendance records across the league and within our organization last year. So as soon as we dropped anchor, the Illinois Valley kind of latched on, and we knew they would. From my experience as a baseball community, this town and this area of the Illinois Valley is a baseball community. For 30 years, they've hosted an event called Central States, which is the senior league before you go to the World Series. All the teams come down. They've hosted that forever. So we knew crowds were going to come out because they want to watch baseball. They always have. And that's what we've been able to provide is that summer long experience of being able to not only see baseball, but latch onto a team, get to know the players, get ingrained. Our community has such buy-in that it's been just a special experience for us.
And have you noticed that when you do something like the community nights that are coming up and that you guys are providing such a great time, we want to get into that a little bit. So was that kind of one of the reasons of this brainchild to, because we know the World Baseball Classic, right? The very tippy top of the sport is about bringing everybody together.
Yep.
Baseball is a melting pot, like you mentioned on a championship team, that everybody comes from different communities. What are the shrimp doing to this entire universe, if you will, the multiverse, if that's the thing that the MCU fans are talking about? How has what are you guys doing to include so many communities in a world sport?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one, we're not just Peru, we're the entire Illinois Valley. So, we bring in a lot of communities together in terms of that. So, what we do that a lot of people don't always do is one, there used to be 30, now there's only 27 home games that we have per summer. We play a 56 game schedule, half of them are at home. And when we do those, we do a special night almost every night. So, that's a fun thing that we do in the Illinois Valley. There's always something happening at one of our games that some sort of community is going to get really excited about. So, that's what we pride ourselves in that experience of our community members. Not only, no matter what, you're going to get great baseball, you're going to get great food, great drinks, no matter what you want. But we know that we're going to bring some excitement to you no matter what, every game. And that's really the special thing that we do year in and year out.
When you have some of these players coming in so young, with baseball, it seems like with other sports that a young man of that age, you never really know what their potential is totally going to be. But then you find yourself like I see in your alumni list, you have Noah Schultz, who's
Mhm.
a top prospect in Major League Baseball right now. When you have like a special player like that in your alumni, do you ever try and like bring them back or highlight certain things? I know summer to summer, these guys are
Yeah.
busy with their other baseball commitments, but is there a way that you guys kind of highlight your history like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we absolutely have to pay attention to our alumni. I think that's the big thing. So what we pay attention to is draft picks for us, who's going and who's not. So we've been able to pride ourselves in having a lot of draft picks since we came down to the Illinois Valley. We've had 9 draft picks since our beginning, and that was only 6 short years ago and 5 full seasons. So really, we've looked at how much fun we've had with those guys over the years, how much enjoyment they've had, and watching them grow has been really exciting. But Schultz example, he's a very busy guy, but I just went out to spring training. I saw him at Camelback Ranch, said hi to him. You got to keep tabs on those guys, got to keep the relationship going. But we've got a lot of exciting stuff with our alumni that we'll eventually get to, but we're still so young that we're still kind of growing and learning in that aspect as well.
So, how much would a family of four, let's say, spend on tickets to go see the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp?
Well, that's the exciting thing. So I know that we pride ourselves on family-friendly, affordable fun across the Prospect League. But here in the Illinois Valley and here in Peru, we have a partnership with the city of Peru that our games are free. We play in a community ballpark, so that means you don't buy a ticket, you don't pay for parking, and you are not required to be there the entire time and worried about it. So we have really exciting venture that we have going on, which is it's free general admission. No matter what, you can get to the ballpark, you can watch a game, and you can really enjoy it. So a family of four can come for free and enjoy everything and enjoy our great food too. So what we do also in the exciting part is we have food trucks that come out. So our local community vendors come out and they serve food those games. So you're going to get not only the ballpark experience that you want, the community experience that you want, which is that family friendly environment, but you're also going to get the food of the Illinois Valley, which if you're not familiar with is fantastic. We love our food here in the Illinois Valley. We bring our local food trucks out to enjoy it. So that's really the exciting part for everyone. And it's really easy to get down. We sit right on the corner of I-39 and I-80. We're right there. It's easy to get down to us. So that's the exciting part for us is not only to provide such a great product, but our product's free to enjoy.
So my central and southern Illinois food expertise is limited, but as far as I know, maybe you guys are too far north for the horseshoe to be
No,
popular
no,
up
no,
there.
no.
No,
So we do have horseshoes around us now. We haven't served any of the game, and that's funny because there's another team in our league called the Lucky Horseshoes. If you're unfamiliar with them, that's in Springfield. But we pride ourselves on some pork tenderloins,
there
some
we go.
really
That
good
one I was,
barbecue. Yeah.
oh,
So there's some really exciting things that we bring out to games that is just delicious to enjoy.
Mike, you got anything before we let Lucas go?
Yeah, I got one more. So as the season goes forward, right? Personally, play by play, front office, and with the responsibilities that you do outside of all this, going to the defense of a championship on your side personally, how is that for you anytime you're going to announce them when you're opening up a call as the defending champions or the division champions when you're going against an
Right.
rivals? Personally, how exciting is that for you? What does that mean for you as a local guy who has listened to some of the greatest ever do it over the airwaves on the sports we love to watch, both here in Illinois, Missouri, all these different places? How is that for you personally, professionally to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really exciting. So we talk about it, and it's a part of all of our branding, which I handle as well. You only get one season to say you're the defending champion, so we're definitely going to run with it. So every broadcast is going to be, the defending champions, the 2024 Prospect League champions are now on the air. All that exciting stuff that we're going to be able to do, that's going to be the runway point for us the whole entire season. I'm definitely not going to let it go. We've had multiple teams in our league defend the crown the following year, so that's the expectation. That's the goal. We're going to try to be two-time champions. So that's the really exciting part for us moving forward is to be able to use that. And we have some exciting stuff coming up. I mean, one of the nights we're doing this year, we're literally going to take and bottle that up. We're going to unveil our banner this year. So you can't unveil it the first game of the year. That's not how it works. We got a little excitement. So about a few games into the season, Thursday, June 5th, we're going to do a championship celebration. We're going to unveil that banner. That's going to be really exciting for us. And before we go, I want to plug a few other nights we're doing because I think the Chicagoland community would really enjoy that as well. So we have a Pride Night night coming up. We partner with the Ottawa Family Pride Festival every year, and we really enjoy that night for us. It's a special community night for us. So that's Wednesday, June 18th. All of our games are 7:05 start time as well, except for some select Saturdays and Sundays are 4:05. So our gates open at 6, and the game starts at 7:05. And then another one that's really exciting for us is we do a Polish night, which is not everyone does. We have a very large Polish community in the Illinois Valley, and Eddie Carosa and the boys from Illinois perform every pregame when we do that. So if you're not familiar with Eddie Carosa, he was very famous in the first Home Alone movie. They were in the back of the van and they were the polka band in the back of the first Home Alone movie. So Eddie Carosa comes out. He is the most exciting thing you'll ever see if you're into that. So we have authentic pierogies, authentic Polish sausages that come out. That's the ballpark food of the night. So our Polish night is super exciting. So Polish night for us is Friday. It's a Friday this year, June 27th, 7:05 start time. But Eddie starts at 5. So it's a great night to come out. Polish night is just so much fun for the family.
It's free baseball, pork tenderloin sandwiches, a chance to see a few our unique promotions community nights. I can't think of a reason not to go to an Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp game. Lucas, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We got more.
Lucas. He is the assistant general manager of the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp, and he joins us today on the Sports Cubicle. Thank you so much, guys.